Coming up on Citrus TV News live at 6, a federal spending bill must be signed into law by midnight or the government will be forced to shut down.
And we give you an update on the Newhouse studio renovations.
And Pope Francis has decided that 2 former popes will become saints.
And find out which alcoholic drink might be good for you. Citrus TV News starts right now.
Lots of anxiety and concern surrounding the events down in our nation's capital today. It's Monday, September 30th, 2013, and welcome to Citrus TV News. I'm Chris Wilner.
And I'm Anna Giles. Summer-like temperatures may be continuing to warm through central New York.
That's right, but right now the main concern is down in the nation's capital, where the clock is slowly ticking on the government shutdown that could be happening as early as midnight, and that's our top story. If a federal spending bill isn't signed into law by midnight, the government will be forced to shut down. The House and Senate have been passing a bill back and forth, unable to agree on funding for Obamacare. The Senate is expected to reject House measures that would delay funding for Obamacare today. If there's a shutdown, a lot of things won't change, but you won't be able to get things like a federal loan or passport anytime soon. Attorney General Eric Holder says he will share in the workers' pain. All right, we're sorry for technical difficulties, but what exactly will happen if the government shuts down? Now, thousands of federal employees deemed non-essential will be put on unpaid leave. Also, national parks will close, which is similar to the 1995 shutdown when 9 million tourists were turned away from sites run by national parks. Passport and visa applications may also not be processed, as well as significant changes to the Department of Defense will begin if the government closes down at midnight tonight.
Kimmel Dining Hall has been a long-time late-night favorite for many SU students, but slow business might force the food court to close. Citrus TV's Kathryn Robinson spoke to students about what they think of the possible shutdown and what SU officials have to say about it.
After a steady decline in business, there is new fear late-night food court Kimmel Dining Hall may be closing its doors for good.
I think there would be a riot. And that everyone would be really upset because that's where everyone goes when it's really, really late and there's nowhere else to eat food.
Although Kimmel is known for its late night hours, staying open until 3 a.m. on weekends, it's also a common weekday choice for many students.
Well, I go to Kimmel every day for coffee at night before I do my homework, and I would say that my roommate and I go for food like once a week.
While many students can't bear to think of the closing, some attribute the slowing business to a change in meal options and popularity of the food court.
I think a lot of people don't know about Kimmel Dining Hall because it's not like a swipe place, and I don't know, it's kind of near Shine. The only people who really know about it are people who live near it. And I mean, I found it last year, but it was by coincidence, otherwise I wouldn't have known about it.
Jamie Sire says students shouldn't worry yet. The Kimmel food court will only be closing if a comparable dining center opens to satisfy all those late night cravings. Kathryn Robinson, Citrus TV News.
Now, Auxiliary Services did give us a statement about Kimmel, saying Auxiliary Services continually evaluates its businesses in an effort to improve student services. In the event a facility is not performing up to standards or experiences a sharp decline in student usage, a determination must be made regarding the root cause of the decline. Auxiliary Services is currently evaluating Kimmel Food Court. A decision regarding the fate of Kimmel Food Court has not been finalized.
Grant money is coming into SUNY ESF. The college will purchase a new device to help students study molecular structure. $2 million in grant money has been awarded to ESF, SU, and 3 other area schools to buy new spectrometer, which will be kept on the ESF campus. The spectrometer will help students study diseases like cancer, diabetes, and AIDS by giving detailed information about samples. This grant comes from the National Institute of Health. The connective corridor continues to make a difference downtown. Syracuse University and the Central New York Community Foundation have come together to create Syracuse Beautification Fund. This will be used to improve public parks and front yards along connective corridor. Improvement funds have also been given to 16 local businesses like Cafe Kubal, the Everson Museum, and the Onondaga Tower in a second round of grants designed to help improve the downtown area.
I know you're right. Nobody's nothing.
And if you wanted to see Chance the Rapper perform at Syracuse University, you may be out of luck. The Bandersnatch tickets sold out only 51 minutes after going on sale, breaking the old record of 22 hours for Big Sean's Bandersnatch show. This concert is in the Shine Underground on November 6th. And if you have traveled past Newhouse recently on Waverly Avenue, you may have noticed crews busy at work tearing down the exterior of Newhouse 2. CitrusTV reporter Kaitlyn Richards has more on what the progress crews have made in creating the new Dick Clark Studios.
The corner of University and Waverly Avenues has been bustling with construction as crews are busy at work preparing the brand new Dick Clark Studios that will serve as the hub of communications activity at Newhouse. With the weather staying warm these past few weeks, crews have been able to keep pace with outside construction.
We're actually in the building stage now, so the first part of the construction stage is demolition, and that's what we're doing right now.
Most of the construction will be completed by March, but it will take time to install all the new technology going into the studios and collaboration rooms being added to the renovation.
The main part of the construction will be done by March, and that's driven by the need to have the rooms ready to start installing the equipment, because there is so much equipment and it's going to take several months to get it installed.
Right now, construction on the Dick Clark Studios has moved to the inside of the building, but students could soon see the window panels coming up on the atrium on the corner of Waverly and University Ave.
In the meantime, students have moved upstairs in Newhouse 2 to a temporary studio. While the temporary studio serves its purpose, the new studio will help students better prepare for life after college.
You know, obviously the other studios were built 40 years ago, and so when we rebuild them, they're going to look much different.
The $18 million project is expected to be completed and operable by the start of the fall 2014 semester. Kaitlyn Richards, Citrus TV News.
And keep tuning in to Citrus to see updates on the project and get a look at the inside of the studios once the demolition is complete. And coming up, President Obama gets a visit from one of the United States' strongest allies in the Middle East.
And local politicians meet to discuss the future of education in meetings being held across the state. Stay tuned.
Holding on to summer as long as she can here in Syracuse. Temperatures were in the mid-70s with mild winds. Find out if weather is going to hold out this week for Orange Central. Citrus TV News live at 6. We'll be right back.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool. Not in my house, not anywhere.
It's not creative.
It's offensive to gay people.
And you're better than that.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
We are different. Society should aspire to be more like us.
Be part of the first class. Get energized. Get outside.
Hold on, guys. It's gonna get bumpy.
And Get moving. Experience the power of physical activity. Join the movement at ActionHeroAlliance.com.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has fallen in favorability among voters, according to a new Siena College poll. Only 49% of all New Yorkers believe Cuomo is doing an excellent or good job. Support for the governor is split, with upstate voters less satisfied with Cuomo's performance than those living around New York City. In spite of a slight fall in popularity, the polls still found that across the state, a majority support the governor. And members of the New York State Senate are set to meet in Syracuse on Tuesday to discuss education policies. The state's Committee on Education will talk about high-stakes standardized testing, the new Common Core academic standards, and teacher evaluations. This is the second of 4 meetings being held by the committee across the state. It will take place in City Hall at 11 a.m., and the public's invited.
At least 33 people have been taken to the hospital when an out-of-service Chicago Transit Authority train crashed. The head-on collision was with another train stopped at a suburban street west of Chicago. A section of the train was crushed like an accordion, and the ATA and Forest Park Police has said that no criminal activity is suspected or foul play. President Obama has had another tension-filled meeting with the Middle East leader this morning. Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu flew in to discuss diplomatic overtures between the U.S. and Iran. The relationship between the U.S. and Israel has been sustained due to criticism for Israelis that Obama does not show interest in pro-Israeli policies. It is still a mystery as to who owns the wiring that sparked the New Jersey boardwalk fire now 2.5 weeks after the incident. The fire burned through 5 blocks of the boardwalk in Seaside Park. Investigators have not yet produced an official report to show if the wires were replaced after Hurricane Sandy. Governor Christie says that it was Borough was responsible for checking the wires after Sandy.
51 people are dead and dozens are wounded in Iraq, where a wave of 14 car bombs exploded in Baghdad. Iraq's Interior Ministry has blamed al-Qaeda-linked insurgents for the coordinated attacks targeted at neighborhoods with a largely Shiite population. The deadliest of the bombings was in Sadr City, where a white car loaded with explosives blew up near a vegetable market. More than 6,000 people have been killed in Iraq this year alone. And news from the Vatican today, Pope Francis and his cardinals decided that Pope John XXIII and John Paul II will be declared saints. Becoming a saint involves a series of steps, such as maintaining a holy life, performing two miracles. This ceremony is set to take place in April. And Amanda Knox was convicted of the 2007 murder of her roommate Meredith Kircher while studying abroad in Italy. She was acquitted in 2011, but now she's on trial again. The confusing legal saga just got even worse. Italy's Supreme Court decided to retry the case, saying the jury that acquitted Knox did not consider all the evidence. Knox is staying in the U.S. while the trial proceeds, and if convicted, she will be ordered to return to Italy. And we're seeing consistent...
Thanks, Anna. Students definitely enjoyed some nice temperature today here in Syracuse, which has been kind of nice after some of the cold dips we've had, kind of feeling like fall. But it's currently a partly cloudy 76 degrees with winds coming from the west at 1 mile an hour. Did feel a little bit more like 79 today rather than that 76, but there was only a high of 77 and a low of 55. Taking a look into tonight, still going to be partly cloudy, but temperatures are going to drop to 56 degrees. A little bit chillier than we did see today, but the humidity of 78% is probably going to keep it a little bit warmer than feeling 56, so nothing to be too worried about when you're going outside. Only a precipitation chance of 10%. So not too worried, don't need to bring in any umbrellas tonight, but winds are going to be coming from the southeast at 5 miles an hour, so they're going to pick up a little bit. Taking a look at the current temperatures, Syracuse right now actually has the highest temperature in central New York right now, so at 76. Albany's a little bit lower at 72, so a little bit lower, but Buffalo's really starting to feel the fall temperatures at 68. Hopefully we can hold on to those mid to high 70s temperatures this week. Taking a look at the current surface map, we see stationary front mixed with a cold front, probably going to hit Syracuse pretty soon. It's going to bring some cooler, drier weather, so a little bit less humid than we did today. But that low pressure system we see over here is going to keep the temperatures pretty warm, so it's not going to feel a lot like fall this week, more like summer. And taking a look at the current dew points, pretty mild dew points here in central New York. We're starting to hit with a 52 into the kind of humid phase right now, but like I said before, the cold front and the stationary front are probably going to bring us some drier weather, so humidity is going to come down, but it's still going to be pretty warm. And taking a look at that 5-day forecast, we see beautiful weather this week. Partly cloudy skies all week, but the wind's going to pick up a little bit on Wednesday, but nothing too concerning, not anything that's going to break any trees or anything, but temperatures are going to be in the mid-70s and lows are going to be in the 50s.
Well, Rachel, I tell you what, the leaves are changing like you mentioned. I had my shorts back out, then I put them away, then I have them back out. Now the rest of the week's going to be nice. When can we finally see some of those fall temperatures here in Syracuse?
Well, I'm thinking late October. I know we keep pushing it back, but as long as we can keep summer temperatures as long as we can, because once we see that first sign of snow, there's no going back.
I'm not complaining. Thanks, Rachel.
And coming up, a can of beer is great with a game, but it's also good for your health. How can that be? We'll have the details next.
And JetBlue has a new premium way to fly. We'll be right back.
Learning how to kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. Well, teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans.
These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids.
Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. But so is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Now, don't let the thought of a beer belly turn you off from drinking a nice cold ale with a football game. A new study shows that a beer is a good source of protein and vitamin B and is good for your bones. It's also a flavorable substitute for water or stock while cooking and adds shine to your hair. There is a catch, however. The alcohol content mostly cancels out some of these benefits and comes with a lot of calories. And a new album of music is in schools across the country today. Songs for a Healthier America is the work of Hip Hop Public Health and the Partnership for a Healthier America. Hip Hop Public Health is a New York group that uses music to teach children lessons about health. One student even used what she learned to recognize a stroke and call 911.
2 weeks ago, Apple released 2 new iPhones, and today they've surpassed Coca-Cola as this year's biggest global brand. According to a report from Interbrand, rounding off the top 3 was Google in second and Coca-Cola finishing in third. Prior to this year, Coca-Cola had won the competition an astounding 13 years in a row. JetBlue will launch a new premium class this summer. JetBlue Mint will be available on flights between New York and San Francisco and New York and Los Angeles. Mint will feature lie-flat seats, tapas-style menu, and customized amenity kits. CEO Dave Barger says that the coach will also get an upgrade and no passenger will be left behind. The initial public offering for Twitter could go public as early as this week. This according to Quartz, who says the social network has plans to start trading on the New York Stock Exchange by Thanksgiving. The IPO has reported value between $9 and $14 billion.
Coming up on Citrus TV Sports, looking forward to the Q's basketball season and details on a tough loss by the SU men's soccer team despite the largest crowd ever. Stay tuned, Citrus TV Sports is up next.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Hey, my name's Katie and I'm in the 9th grade. I'm an A average student and I'm an athlete working towards a scholarship. And everybody tells me how much potential I have. But I just wish someone would tell me where my next meal is coming from. Katie, how'd I do?
Do you have to be so serious?
Well, I mean, I did like a crazy dance in a movie if you want me to like, you know, do a little, no.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Today, about 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
Basketball season is quickly approaching and Syracuse fans can now mark their calendars for some marquee men's hoops matchups this year. In their inaugural ACC season, the Orange will battle North Carolina on January 11th in the Carrier Dome. The team will face the Duke Blue Devils twice in February, at home on the 1st and away on the 22nd. Before the conference schedule gets underway, Syracuse will travel to Hawaii for the EA Sports Maui Invitational starting November 18th. Then possibly the biggest non-conference game of the season goes down December 3rd as the Indiana Hoosiers come to SU for the annual ACC Big Ten Challenge. The SU lacrosse team began its fall season with exhibition games against Team Israel and the Iroquois Nationals. The games were played with 2 20-minute halves and a running clock. In the opener against Israel, the Orange won 12-3. Freshman Dylan Maltz was one of 3 SU players with a game-high 3 points. After falling behind the Iroquois 10-7 at the half, the Orange rallied to outscore Iroquois 7-4 the rest of the way. Orange sophomores Hakeem Lecky and Kevin Rice were standouts as Lecky had 4 goals and Rice tallied 6 total points. Syracuse will finish its fall season at the 4th annual Orange Alumni Classic on October 12th. If you didn't think there would be enough Orange in the Carrier Dome this Saturday, Clemson is coming to the Q's. The Orange football squad will try to tame the number 3 ranked Tigers in the first ACC contest for Syracuse. Quarterback Terrell Hunt will lead an Orange offense that has scored more than 50 points in each of the last 2 games. Not only will the game serve as the ACC opener, but it will also be homecoming weekend. Former Orange quarterback Don McPherson will have his jersey retired at halftime, while former lineman Pat Kaloran will be recognized for winning the 2013 Zunick Award. It all kicks off at the Carrier Dome Saturday at 3:30. Despite an SU soccer stadium record crowd of over 1,800 fans, the Orange 3-game winning streak came to an end with a 2-0 loss against Virginia. Virginia's Jordan Allen and Riggs Lennon scored the winning goals in the 6th and 41st minutes, respectively. Freshman goalie Alex Bono recorded 5 saves and led the Syracuse effort in shutting out Virginia in the second half. SU soccer is now 6-3 overall and a 1-3 record in the ACC. They will look to bounce back at home tomorrow against Binghamton. Now we'll send it over to Norm to hear about how the Orange women's volleyball team is doing.
Thanks, Jordan. The Orange women's volleyball team fell 3-1 against Miami in its second conference match of the season. The team was led by junior outside hitter Nicolette Serratore, who recorded her 3rd double-double, scoring 11 kills and 11 digs. SU took an early lead in the first set, but the Hurricanes responded to take the set 25-18. The Orange won the second set 25-22, dropped the third set 19-25, and traded the lead back and forth with Miami in the fourth set to try and extend the game, tying the game at 17-all, but the Hurricanes went on a 6-point scoring run to end the match. Junior middle blocker Lindsay McCabe led the team with 5 blocks, and here's what she had to say after the match about the team's performance in conference play.
We showed is that we can compete with these teams. Even in some of the sets that we lost, we were there for about half the set. So we just need to work on being more consistent.
The Orange will be in the women's building this weekend to play number 14, North Carolina and NC State. Jordan, back to you.
Thanks, Norm. The New York Giants remain winless as the Kansas City Chiefs defeated Big Blue 31-7. The Giants are one of 4 teams yet to win a game this season. The momentum turned in the third quarter as the Chiefs' Dexter McCluster returned a punt 89 yards for a touchdown. With the loss, the Giants began a season 0-4 for the first time since 1987. Tom Coughlin and company return home this week to face their NFC East rival, Philadelphia Eagles. The New York Jets fell to .500 after losing 38-13 against the Tennessee Titans. The Jets' offense managed just 1 touchdown and 2 field goals in the loss. Quarterback Geno Smith struggled, throwing 2 interceptions and fumbling twice, one of which Titans defensive end Carl Klug stripped Smith, leading to a Titans touchdown. The Jets' road trip continues this week on Monday Night Football against the Atlanta Falcons. The Buffalo Bills now stand at 2-2 with a victory over the defending Super Bowl champions 23-20. Buffalo's defense forced 5 interceptions off Ravens quarterback Joe Flacco. The Bills also ran for more than 200 yards in former SU head coach Doug Marrone's second career win. Buffalo has a short turnaround before playing the Cleveland Browns on Thursday Night Football.
All right, thanks a lot. And coming up next, we'll take on one more quick look at your weather.
And we'll be right back.
Now it's time for This Week in Bad Stats.
Bad stats?
Horrible stats. Here goes. 132.
That's how many batters struck out 4 times in one game last season.
Wow, very good. Here's a tough one, though. 3 and 4.
No idea.
That's how many kids witness bullying. 3 out of 4.
That's not a good stat.
No, it's not, but it can change. Kids want to help, but they don't know how. Visit stopbullying.gov and give them the tools they need to help prevent bullying.
There are plenty of safe ways kids can help at stopbullying.gov.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
All right, Rachel, so can you give us an update on tomorrow's weather? What's it going to be like?
Well, it's going to be a gorgeous week this week, so enjoy it while it lasts because it's not here for too much longer.
All right, thanks, Rachel. This weekend, dogs were hanging 10 or 4 paws for the Surf City Surf Dog Competition in Huntington Beach, California.
Dogs were judged based on weight class, amount of time they stayed on the board, and if they could do any tricks. Some even rode backwards and did spins.
The weekend of events also included a yappy hour, fashion show, and costume contest. Sounds like a doggone fun.
And that about wraps us up here on Citrus TV News Live at 6. I'm Anna Giles, and Jen, thanks for joining us this evening.
For more Citrus TV News content, check out our content at citrustv.net. Have a good night. I'm Chris Wilner.